Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your August 1st through the 10th, 2018 reading for you. Now I've shuffled and meditated upon the cards, so we're going to see what these 10 days have in store for you guys. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, all that information will be in the description box below. Make sure you can see that okay. Fantastic. Okay, give me a moment to take everything in. This is a lovely reading, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. We're starting with the Ace of Swords. This is God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of mental assurity, of victory in your own mind, of knowing what you need to do, knowing what you want to accomplish, and going after it with full and complete understanding. Your thoughts, your mind is being blessed. So follow your intuition, follow your desires, and cut through the nonsense in your life. Because the Ace of Swords is saying that the universe, divinity, is right there alongside you as you're moving forward, as you are achieving your goals. Now there's a strong sense, because of the sword here, I'm going to say that too, with the Justice card, of air energy being a very big part of these 10 days for you. And by that, I mean either a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini will be a part of your life, or come in and say something, do something that really affects the way you look at things, but it's also you knowing your own mind completely, cutting through the nonsense. Even the Ace of Swords, along with the Justice card, seems to be saying here that some people have to just be let go. Cutting through the nonsense, cutting through the hurt, cutting through the pain, and knowing that you are moving forward in the way that is right for you. There might be doubts, there might be fears, but you have endless prosperity here with the Two of Pentacles. There is trickery. There are some people in your life that aren't very trustworthy. Your emotions may be raging. You feel as if you're not on firm footing. So as you are getting in these insights and this understanding from the Ace of the Ace of Swords, you are seeing that your prosperity, though endless, and it might not even be that you're seeing your prosperity, you're seeing how people want to steal away your joy and happiness. How you're letting other people combat your success. And don't, because you are endlessly successful. This is wealth. This is something you value as much as money, that you have an endless success in. You're talented, you're strong. People are going to try and knock you off your game. Especially during these 10 days, it's going to be as if they're looking at you and saying, well, why? Why you? Why do you get to have endless prosperity? Why do you get to be so certain as you move forward, knowing in your mind what you want? I want that. I want to knock you off your center. I want to make you feel as if you can't achieve. So know that with the Two of Pentacles here, know that for these 10 days that there are going to be people who are going to kind of be like the fox in the grass hunting the chickens, waiting for that moment to pounce when you would be vulnerable. So keep your successes and your failures kind of more to yourself, because everybody doesn't need to know. You need to see your endless prosperity. You need to feel it in your heart, in your soul. Let it kind of embrace your being. And this could be something you want as much as money. Love, understanding, peace, serenity of self. All right? Because there's this sense of making sure things are fair in your life. That you're moving forward in fairness, in prosperity. And that's what the Two of Pentacles is saying. Your emotions may be raging. You might not feel as if Your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Make sure you stand firm in yourself and in your prosperity, and don't let other people take away your joy. Don't give them that amount of power, because you're so much better than what they are expecting. Your next card is the Justice card, cutting through doubts and fears. This is why I'm saying some of you might sit there and see, especially with the Two of Pentacles and then the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, that there is just too much of people grabbing and trying to have your attention pulled all different ways. And some of those people do not have your best intentions at heart at all. They want what they want because they want it. You're going to have to stand justly and firmly for yourself, for what you want, for where you're going, for how you are moving forward. Take this knowledge that is given to you by the Ace of Swords and know that you are on the right path, that you are doing what is right and just for yourself. The other people, don't let them steal away your power. This is moving forward in justice. This is also saying that if you need advice or guidance in these 10 days, seek it. Whether it be from a doctor, a lawyer, whatever type of professional, seek that advice. Because they're going to help you balance the scales. Because here we have your next card is the Six of Pentacles. And this is saying that justice, because this is my Minor Arcana Justice card, justice is huge for you in these 10 days. Being just to yourself, being just and fair to those around you. For some of you, you need to sit there with the negative people and say, you know what? That's not okay. And for others of you, you have to sit there and be just to yourself. And just to the people around you, maybe feeling frustrated, but not getting angry. Sit there and look. I feel as if there's all these threads coming out for all these connections that you have. And they're tangled with the Justice card. It's as if you have to make them just, you have to make them fair, you have to make them go individually so that it doesn't feel like a knot pulling at your heart. Because people are taking and taking and taking and not giving back. Or you're looking and seeing on how to have more without knowing that to have more, you have to give more. Not more financially, not more of what you don't have, but more positive energy into the world, more kindness in your heart, more understanding. And I know that sounds hippy-dippy, but when you come from a place of love and light and understanding, you start to generate that love, that light, the understanding in your life. The Six of Pentacles, along with the Justice card, is saying make sure your scales are balanced. Make sure you are moving forward in justice for yourself. In a relationship, make sure that relationship is just. You know your mind, you know what you want. But it could even be that for some of you, because this is a general reading, some of you are having a partner who sees your endless prosperity, your endless ability to achieve, and is jealous of you. It doesn't just have to be a romantic partner, it could be a work partner, it could be it's someone that's sitting there and saying, you know what, no, you can't. You just can't. I won't let it. And they don't have that right. You are moving forward in justice in yourself, seeing what is important to you, seeing what it is that you desire, making sure that scale is balanced and cutting through the nonsense. Here too, making sure your scales are balanced is very important. Making sure that you're achieving exactly what it is that you need to achieve. And that is getting recognition for the hard work that you're doing. This could also be at work, just always being expected to do more and more and more. Looking at your coworkers around you and being like, well, they don't seem to be held to these high expectations. Balancing the scales, stepping back a little bit, sitting there saying, okay, I have to get things done, but it doesn't have to be done to the height of perfection. It has to be done well. And I will do my best, but I will not kill myself and take away all my happiness for these 10 days trying to achieve unattainable goals. Making sure things are fair. Making sure also you're not giving all your energy and your time to people who don't matter. Make sure you're spending that time with people who love you, who care for you, who cherish you. And not trying to win over people who won't care 5 minutes from now or 5 years from now. Making sure your scale is balanced and that you're moving forward in prosperity that is right and just for you, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, is huge. Because in your mind, you're feeling trapped. Your emotions are raging. You're feeling as if no matter which way you turn, your mind is saying you're going to make a mistake. Now, you have this clarity of thought that's coming in, but you're being pulled so many different ways that it's almost as if you're going to sit there and just be stuck. Have the ability to move forward in justice to yourself, but feeling so overwhelmed that you're not sure that you can. This is doubts and fears within the mind, holding you back. This can be crippling. This could take away your whole 10 days. This and having people, sneaking around behind your back, not being as open and as honest with you as they should be. People taking your time and your energy and you not recharging from that. Make sure that you are not letting your mind and your thoughts become greater than the reality that you're in. Don't sit there and let a small worry become a big worry because it's all that you can focus on. And then all of a sudden, it's all that is true. That's what the Eight of Swords is warning against. And I know we all do it. I definitely have that tendency to sit there and take a small worry and just fret it and fret it and fret it. It's like when an oyster gets a piece of sand in their mouth and they fret it and fret it and fret it. That's how a pearl is made. Taking something and seeing that there are all different ways that things can happen, but not feeling trapped. Don't let yourself feel trapped by your own thoughts. Moving forward in prosperity of self. Being just to yourself is very important. The Judgment card. Because if you are just to yourself, if you are fair to yourself, if you don't let people pull you down and you hear the call of knowing your own mind, you are going to see that you start to hear another call. And that call is what you're supposed to be doing with your life. That call is your inner desire. Maybe something that you've put off and said, you know what, that's so childish, that's so silly, it's a hobby, it can't possibly be a career, it's a wild, crazy risk. Now you're sitting there and saying, this is what I was born to be. This is what I am. You have a lot of swords in this reading. Even here with the Judgment card, him holding the sword, him holding the sword. While they're put in stasis, while they're resting, waiting to achieve their goals. Know that once you hear this call, and it could be something loud, it could be something small. It could just be a little whisper that says, you know what, why don't you pick up a pen again and start drawing, writing? Why don't you go for that walk that you used to love going on walks? Why don't you do that again? Why don't you go to that old car show or that car show? Or go to that flea market. You always loved walking around in flea markets. Just something that really resonates with your soul. It doesn't mean that you're being called for a war or anything like that. What this is these are two soldiers put in stasis to do what they were born to do, and that was to protect their country. But here, it is also saying that you are being found worthy as your soul is being judged. Okay, because in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, it is an angel calling people out of their coffins, which means that that angel finds worthiness within the soul and brings up the soul that has been laying dormant, that might even be closed away, shut away in a coffin. You are embracing a little spark or a big spark within yourself of what you truly desire, what you truly want, and your utter happiness. Don't tune it out because you're so worried here about pleasing everybody else that you let this knowledge, this justice to yourself, and this call of purpose just fall away. Stay strong, stay positive within you, because you're being told here to embrace the Queen of Swords energy, to embrace this knowledge, this understanding, this cutting through of doubts and fears. Again, that's huge here. Knowing your own mind, staying independent. Do not lose yourself in a relationship. Do not lose yourself within your work. Whatever is calling your attention, the Queen of Swords is reminding you to keep your independence and to keep your freedom of self. You have a beautiful, beautiful mind. You're astoundingly smart, astoundingly clever. And the Queen of Swords, though some people say, oh, she's cold and she's distant and she's this and she's that. No. She does represent air signs, a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini that could be coming into your life, but she's also telling you to keep your independence, keep your self-assurity, cut through the nonsense, and know what it is that you desire. She's the only queen that holds a weapon and is wearing armor because she has the chainmail on her head. She is prepared to defend exactly what it is that she desires. And it's cool because the Emperor card and the Queen of Swords are looking right at each other. And she has to be one of the strongest queens, in my opinion, in the tarot deck, because she doesn't take the nonsense. She knows her worth. And in a world where we're always told that our worth isn't quite enough, you have to strive for perfection, understand that perfection is an illusion. It is something to keep us running in a hamster wheel and getting nowhere, trying to be an ideal or an idea of what we should be and never truly embracing ourselves. With the Judgment card, you are being told to embrace yourself completely and utterly because your soul is worthy and shouldn't be hidden away. Your true talents, your true blessings are worthy of tremendous joy and happiness and shouldn't be hidden away. It doesn't mean you're going to be a rock star, a movie star, or any type of star, except for the star that you are. And having the true love of a few people is better than having the adoration of everyone. Being true to yourself, being true to what you love. All of these 10 days, know your worth, know your independence, know that you work hard, and be like the Emperor, absolutely assured in your power, but moving forward also in wisdom and in understanding. Now, the Queen of Swords can have a sharp tongue because her mind works so quickly. She can sit there and say, you know what? I see this, I understand it. Why are you still explaining it to me? So she can come across harsh to other people. She's not harsh. She's just already moving ahead. She's a little bit blunt. So the warning is to watch your words, especially when you have the power of the Emperor along with you in these 10 days. You have the power to create what you want. You have the power to manifest forward and to embrace your prosperity and sit back in wisdom and in understanding. Follow your wisdom. That is definitely true. You can have the wise benevolence of Solomon, but if you start letting the negativity come in and having the anger come in, you can have the selfishness of Nero, who watched Rome burn. Those are the two sides of the Emperor. They both have absolute power. One used it for good and one used it for evil. Well, evil, selfishness. I was just thinking of the dark side of the Force, Star Wars. So you are being told here to embrace your wisdom. Watch your words. Your mind is incredibly sharp. You have the power to defend yourself. Every single King card is represented in the Emperor card. You have the King of Swords, knowing your mind, the King of Cups, love and healing, the King of Pentacles, wealth and prosperity, and the King of Wands, passion and creativity, manifesting what you want and having the ability with the King of Pentacles to be able to manifest what you want here on the earthly realm and use it for your good and your prosperity. You're going to have people try and knock you off your game. Your endless prosperity, your emotions might be raging. That's why they see that it's like a weak moment. All right, your feet aren't fully planted on the ground. They're going to try and knock you off your game. You're going to try and take away your endless prosperity. And this is because you're giving and giving. And you're not taking time to either give to the people that really matter in your life. You're so busy trying to please the people who are going to trick you. Or it's because you're giving and giving and people are just taking and taking and you're drained. And now you feel trapped. And your mind is going a mile a minute on all the bad things and all the sorrow and all the misgivings, but you can cut through that nonsense with the Justice card, being just and fair to yourself. Cutting some of the negative people out of your life, sitting there and saying, not harshly, not meanly, but saying, you know what? Until you can treat me with respect and dignity, right now I just can't talk to you. God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, is giving you a gift of mental clarity and victory. Trust your inner thoughts. There might be times where it becomes overwhelming. Go back to your center. Go to what makes you happy, what makes you joyful, filled with joy. Your calling, your purpose, knowing your mind, knowing that you're moving forward in justice and fairness. And make sure you're moving forward in justice and fairness, because if you move forward in even just a little bit vindictively, the Justice card always knocks it back and will set you staggering backwards just like a step or two. So always make sure that you're coming from a place of light and love, because you have fantastic things here planned for you. Fantastic gifts that you are being given. Beauty, resurrection of soul, absolute happiness, absolute purpose. Knowing your mind, your freedom, and moving forward in bounty and in beauty. Moving forward in peace and in happiness, in wisdom and in prosperity. If you keep your wisdom as your guide and you keep true to yourself, none of this will be able to touch you. And you will move forward in prosperity and joy and happiness. All right, Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, I hope you've resonated with this reading. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. Bye.